Hello. Hello. And hello again. My name is Clive Pig, and I'd like to welcome you all to the worldstorytellingcafe.com. This online meeting place aims to serve up a rich menu of the finest chinwaggers from around the world. Storytellers to cater for every diet and every shape and size. So sit back and enjoy this fabulous feast for your ears. And if you like what you hear, well, why not press on the little hat symbol and a little tip wouldn't go amiss for me or any of the other storytellers listed at worldstorytellingcafe.com. Beyond the seven seas. And behind the glass mountain. There is a little wooden hut. Let's go into the hut and see an old lady sewing a button onto a shirt. And in the folds of a brown skirt there is a flea. And in the belly of the flea there is a city. And at the edge of the city is a tree with 99 branches and 99 crows. And if you don't listen to the stories I'm about to tell you, those crows will fly into your room and peck off your nose. So listen to the stories, or else. That's a little bit different than Once Upon a Time, isn't it? This tale comes from South America. Let's go down to the beach, and there in a rock pool is a little crab. Now, every so often, little crab likes to come out of the water and scuttle sideways to where the waves come in and the waves go out. The waves come in and the waves go out. Now, this crab is very small and not a very good swimmer. And the little crab is always thinking, what's it like over the horizon? What's it like over the line where the sea meets the sky? One time when little crab is fast asleep in his rock pool, he has a dream. And in his dream, he learns how to travel around the world. And the next time he goes down to where the waves come in and the waves go out, he takes his little eyes out by singing a song. Magic eyes, sail out over the deep blue sea. Can you sing that, please? Magic eyes, sail out over the deep blue sea. And out come his eyes, bing, bong, and they go boingy, 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 boing across the sea. And what can he see beneath? He can see, little tickly fish and bigger fish too. He can see a jellyfish and a custard fish and a chocolate fish too. He sees sharks. Wow! He sees surfers and oil rigs and great yachts and oil tankers and whales and... But then he gets very tired. So so he needs to bring his eyes back home. Can you help, please? Magic eyes, sail back over the deep blue sea. And his eyes come boiny, 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 back into his head. Bing bong! And he's about to scuttle back to his rock pool. But there behind the sandy beach is the jungle. And there's been a creature watching little crabs take his eyes out. And this creature is a big cat with sooty spots on sandy fur, with a tail and yellow eyes and sharp fangs. And this big carnivorous cat is? Yes, you're right. It's Jaguar. And Jaguar, he pads over the hot sand and he goes up to Little Crab and says, Little Crab, I saw you make your eyes come out. Oh, you made me jump. Yeah, well, I'm a predator. I'm a carnivore. I'm a stalker. That's weird. Weird or not, I want you to make my eyes come out and go boiny, 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 boy across the sea. No, I can't make your eyes go boiny, 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 boiny. Why not? Because I know from my dream that at the bottom of the sea there's a great big fish. Oh, it's so big. It's larger than a cruise ship, and it doesn't have a name, and no one's ever seen it, not even David Attenborough. And this great fish will rise up out of the dark water, and when it sees your eyes going bunny, 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 it will think they're sweet, and it will swallow them down, and you'll never see again. Do you think I'm scared of a fish that doesn't have a name? I am the king of the jungle, and I will be the lord of the sea. Make my eyes come out or out. I don't like Jaguar, do you? But we've got to deal with him. And Little Crab says, all right, but don't say I didn't warn you. Can we sing the song, please? Jaguar's eyes, sail out over the deep blue sea. Come on, everyone. Jaguar's eyes, sail out over the deep blue sea. And out come his eyes, bing bong, and they go boony, 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 boing across the sea. Have you ever picked up a stone and gone across the water? Boony, 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 boing, and Jaguar's on the shore, but his eyes can see. Oh, look at those little fish. Tiddlers, come here, you little nippers. Oh, look at that jellyfish. I'd pour cream all over that. Look at that chocolate fish. I wish I had my claws and my fangs with me. Look at that surfer. I'll jump up and push him off the surfboard. Oh, look at that shark. Put him up. Come on, whales. Bring it on. But while Jaguar is enjoying himself, looking at everything in the sea, he doesn't notice down at the bottom of the great ocean, in the cold, dark waters, a great fish, the size of a cruise ship, slowly rises up, and his great tail gives a flick, and all the sand rises up like a dark cloud, and slowly, as a submarine, the great fish rises from the cold waters to the warmer waters, to the waters where it's so light the fish can see Jaguar's eyes going Boing, 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 and the great fish opens up his mouth the way you do when you yawn, and then he snaps his jaw shut. And Jaguar's yellow eyes, they roll down like little sweets into the belly of the big fish, which slowly sinks back down to the bottom of the seabed. And there, on the beach, oh no, I can't see. What's happened? Oh, who's turned the lights out? That nasty little crab. He made me take my eyes out so his friend, the big fish, could eat them. I don't think it really happened that way, do you? Oh, what am I going to do? If I can't see, I can't hunt. If I can't hunt, I can't feed my family. Oh! Just then, who's flying down from the great mountains but a bird whose wingspan, why, is wider than my arms here. 3 meters wide these wings stretch. And you know, and I know, that this type of bird is a king condor. Actually, did you know it was a king condor? Shall I cut that bit out about you knowing and I know? Let's pretend you did know, and if you didn't know, you do now. What's it called? A king condor. And this great vulture flies over the jungle and lands down on the hot sand next to Jaguar. And the condor says, "What's wrong with you, Jaguar?" "What's wrong with me? And that nasty crab made me take my eyes out. His friend, the big fish, has gobbled them up. I can't see anymore. What am I going to do?" So little crab made you take your eyes out. Wow, we'll sort him out later. But what would you give me if I could help you see again? What would I give you? I'll tell you what I'd do. I'd go back into the jungle. I'd kill some deer or some hairy pig, and then I'd eat all the best bits and give the rest to my family. But you could have all the bones and the guts and the hair and the skin and the hooves. Oh, that sounds absolutely delicious. You stay here. And so the great king condor hops up into the air, flies from the beach over the jungle up to the mountains, and there on the mountainside is a bush of many coloured berries. What colour berries do you think are on the bush? Blue? Yes. Yes, and purple ones too. Red ones? Be careful. Read the label on red ones. They might be poisonous. But you know the colour of this jaguar's eyes. They're not blue like mine, lots of speckles of red and a bit of black in the middle. No, they are yellow. And King Condor gently picks 2 of the yellow berries and then flies down from the mountains over the jungle down to the beach. And if you'd been there with your mobile phone, with your camera, you'd have got a great snap for Instagram as the condor gently places the yellow berries where Jaguar's eyes had been before. And Jaguar goes, wow, 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 everything's so bright, oh, wow, so much sunlight, wow, thank you, I can see better than before, Condor. Why? It's nothing. But now, I'd like my reward. Your reward, of course, since you're down at the beach. How about some seafood? Just what I was thinking. Let's get that little crab for starters. And the condor hops over too. Little crab's rock pool, and he stabs with his beak, but he can't find little crab. And Jaguar, he runs over the beach, upturning rocks and stones, but Little Crab's gone. Do you know where he went? When Jaguar got really, really cross, Little Crab started to scuttle away, but a great wave came in and then picked him up and took him out to sea. He was only a little crab. He could hardly swim, but he grabbed on some seaweed that was growing on a log, and he floated on the log away from the bay at Venezuela, and then he floated across the Atlantic Ocean all the way to the tip of England, where you land at Land's End, and your choices are go left, go right. A little crab, he could have gone all the way up towards the Bristol Channel, but no, he went along the English Channel. He floated all the way along the coast of Cornwall until he crossed the River Tamar, and he landed on a beach in Devon. Now, if I climbed on top of my house, I could probably see where Little Crab landed. There's a little seaside town called Teignmouth, and I often go down there. And once I was down there with my two lads. We were beachcombing, and we found a little crab. And when my son picked him up, the little crab said, no, put me down, and I'll tell you a story. And so my son, Ollie, he put the little crab down, and that crab told him and us the story I've just told to you. Sing a song, a sixpence, a pocket full of rye, 24 blackbirds baked in a pie. When the pie was open, the birds began to sing. Wasn't that a dainty dish to set before the king? The king was in his counting house, counting out his money. The queen was in the parlour, eating bread and honey. The maid was in the garden, hanging out the clothes. Then down came a blackbird and pecked off her nose. As it fell upon the ground was spied by Jenny Wren, who took a stick of sealing wax and stuck it on again. As the nose went on her face, the maids cried out, hooray! Till someone said, but it is on the topsy-turvy way. They took her to the king, who just replied, what stuff? 'Tis better now by far that way for taking snuff. They bought a pound of Lundyfoot and blew it in her face. She went, achoo, which twisted it until the proper place. So, come on everyone, sing a song, a sixpence, a pocket full of rye, 24 blackbirds baked in a pie. When the pie was open, the birds began to sing. Wasn't that a dainty dish to set before the king? Now, I'm not sure where this story comes from. Some people say it happened once upon a time. Other people suggest it happened a long, long time ago. I'm not sure. Perhaps it was a week last Tuesday. It definitely wasn't today, because I've been around all day and I haven't noticed this one pop up until now. There was once a boy called Tommy. And Tommy went for a walk in the woods. And then he was thirsty and he saw a river, and so he put his hands together. Can you put your hands together? He scooped up the water to drink. What? The water's gone. Try again. Put your hands together. Scoop up the water to drink. Is my skin made of paper? Are my bones made of sponge? But then we hear a voice coming out of a hole in the ground. And climbing out of that dark hole is
a nasty little elf. Yes, I am a nasty little elf, because I don't like people coming into my wood and drinking my water.
It's not your wood, and it's not your water. The rain falls from the sky.
I don't want to know about the water cycle. Get out of my wood now.
No,
I'm fed up. People coming into my woods, walking their dogs. Oh no, children doing Andy Goldsworthy sculptures with their forest school teachers. Oh, I'm going to put up a sign. I'm going to put up a sign that reads, "Please do not read this sign." I'm going to put up another sign that says, "If you've noticed this notice, you've probably noticed this notice is not worth noticing." I'm going to put up barbed wire. I'm going to build a wall. I don't want anyone coming into my wood and drinking my water.
Oh, please, please, let me have a drink of water.
Oh, kids, pester power. All right. You can have a drink of water, but only if you can answer not one, not two, but 3 questions.
3 questions? I'm not very good at answering questions. I always forget the answer and...
Bad luck, you won't get a drink of water. Right, the first question I'm going to make really hard. How many trees are there in this wood?
How many trees? 1, 2, 3. Oh, no. I think there's a tree behind that tree, and that tree keeps moving around. I can't keep count.
Bad luck. And the second question.
Oh,
how many stars in the night sky?
I don't know. I'm not Brian Cox. I haven't got a big telescope.
Bad luck. And the third question is, what am I thinking?
What are you thinking? How do I know? And with that, the nasty little elf disappears down into his hole in the ground. And there's poor little Tommy. Tommy. His eyes are filling up with water. He's about to blubber when along the way comes a nice elf, hopping and skipping along. And the nice elf, he comes up to Tommy and says, "Hello, Tommy, what's wrong with you?" "What's wrong with me? There's a nasty elf down there, and I want a drink of water, and I've got to answer 3 questions. I don't know the answer." "Oh, dry your eyes, Tommy. I'll help you. What's the first question?" "Well, the first... I've forgotten. Can you remember the first question?" "Yes. How many trees in the wood?" You'd make a good storyteller. You've got a good memory. "How many trees in the wood?" "Well, I don't know," says the nice elf. "But if you can find Tufty the squirrel, she's always swinging through the trees. She'll know." "Oh, thank you. And the second... I've forgotten. Can you remember?" "Yes. How many stars in the night sky?" You'd make a good storyteller because you've got a good memory. "Well, I don't know," says the nice elf. "But if you can find... if you can find Lily the frog, she's always sitting on the lily pad staring up at the night sky. She'll know the answer." "Thank you. And the third... You remember, don't you?" "Yes." "What's the nasty elf thinking. You'd all make very good storytellers because you've got good memories, not like Tommy. Ooh, I shouldn't have said that. And the nice elf says, well, if you can find Ollie the owl, he'll know the answer to that. Thank you, says Tommy. But then the nice elves disappeared. Oh, either that, or he's gone somewhere else. Either that, or he's invisible. Either that, oh, get on with the story. And so now all we have to do is find Tufty the squirrel. Can anyone see Tufty the squirrel? I used to have a little furry, fluffy puppet. Oh, it was ever so snug on my hand, but I lost it. I'm sorry, so you'll have to pretend.
Hello, my name's Tufty the squirrel. Has anyone got a question for me? Yes! I know how many trees are in the woods. Do you know, every day I like to climb up into the trees to check everything's tickety-boo. Do you know what grows on an oak tree? Acorns. I thought they'd taken that out of the children's dictionary. And do you know what grows on a horse chestnut tree? Yes, I'm bonkers about conkers too. And do you know what grows on a potato tree? Yes, and a spaghetti tree? Yes, and there is a tree where there are lots of people sitting, writing with pens and pencils on paper and in exercise books, and some have even got their laptops out. Do you know what sort of tree that is? Some of what they write rhymes and some doesn't. Yes, it's a poetry. And I know how many trees there are. Now put your hands out, please, like this. And write this number. 9, 9, 9. What's that all together? No, not 27. 999. I'm off now. I'm going to swing through the trees like Tarzan. Ouch! Oh, great! Tommy's got the answer to the first question. Now, all we need to do is find Lily the frog. Can anyone see? No, you can't see Lily the frog because I've just moved the laptop screen. Over here. Hello? Is your name Lily? Yes. Are you sure your name's Lily? That's the name my mum gave me. You've got a very unusual voice. I've got a very sore throat. You'd have a sore throat if you were living in the bottom of a pond half of the time. I've got laryngitis and the shops aren't open to get any strepsils. No! Bit of advertising there, sorry about that. Other brands are available. We've got a question for you. What is it? What's the question for Lily the frog? How many stars are there? Well, last night I was sitting on the lily pad on my pond, looking up at the sky. It was such a clear night indeed. There were so many stars. It was so bright I had to put my star glasses on. But even still, there were so many stars, they were overcrowded. They kept knocking against each other, cheek by jowl. Then one stood on another's foot. Oh, they started arguing. They pulled their guns out. There were lots of shooting stars. Pow, 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 pow. And lots of them fell in my pond. Warmed it up a little bit. Have you got a good profile of me? What's my best side? What's my worst side? How many stars are there? I'll tell you, there's still a lot left. Write it down on your arm this time. There are more stars in the sky than grains of sand on the beach. Have you done that? Good. Don't care what your parents or your teachers say. And don't forget a full stop either. More stars than grains of sand on the beach. Remember that, won't you? And Lily the frog hops off back to the lily pad on the pond. Wow, I've got the answer to the second question. All I have to do now is find Ollie the octopus. Oswald the octopus. Ollie the... Can anyone see?
Ollie the Owl. Ah, there he is.
Hello, my name's Ollie the Owl. Has anyone got a question for me? And not why do I waddle like a clockwork penguin?
Yes, we've got a question for you. What's the question? What's the nasty elf thinking?
What's the nasty elf thinking? He's thinking he's the cleverest elf in the world.
And off goes Ollie the Owl up into the old oak tree. And so now, Tommy's got the answers to the questions. Can you put your hands together, scoop up the waters, and oh, it's gone again? And who's coming out of the hole in the ground?
It's me. I'm back. There's lots of people in this wood now. Don't you be litterbugs. Oh, right then. I'm going to ask you the questions, and if any of you get them wrong, I'm chucking you in a river. Right, first question. How many trees in this wood? 999, you said that. Was it you? Was it you? Was it you? You. All right, you'll never get the answer to the second question. How many stars are there in the night sky? There are more stars in the sky than grains of sand on the beach. You're helping each other, you are. Right, you'll never get the answer to the third one, because I am such a complex character. Not even William Shakespeare could do me justice. Perhaps Ingmar Bergman could. Right then, what am I thinking? What? I'm thinking I'm the cleverest elf in the world.
And the nasty little elf, why, he's so angry. He gets so flustered. He gets so het up. He begins to blow himself up like a big balloon, like a great tomato. And then he goes pop. And lots of pieces of red elf fall to the ground like strange coloured snow. But for those who associate with the bad characters, listen from off stage. Nino, 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 Nino. And someone from the National Elf Service comes by, scoops him all back together and makes him sit on the naughty log.
Oh, well, I've got to sit on the naughty log and think of the consequences of my actions and how they affect other people.
Oh, but now, everyone, let's join in with Tommy. Let's put our hands together, scoop up the waters, and drink, 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 drink. But before this story ends, a public service broadcast. Please do not go to any river roundabouts and scoop up the water and drink, because if you do, you might swallow some baby fish, and their mummy will be very, very sad. Plus, if you drink that water, it could make you go Bleh! Last year, I was lucky enough to go to Colombia. Told stories in lots of schools in Bogota. And I learned there that the dinner ladies and the dinner men are very strict in the schools in Colombia. They say, if you don't eat all of the food on your plate, something will come and eat you. guess who?
The crocodile man, beware the sharp teeth of the crocodile man.
The crocodile man, the crocodile man. Beware the sharp teeth of the crocodile man. Eat all the food on your plate. If you don't, something'll happen that you'll hate. He'll come for you, for you, for you, for you, and you if you don't chomp or chew. The crocodile man, the crocodile man. Beware the sharp teeth of the crocodile man. The crocodile man, the crocodile man. Beware the sharp teeth of the crocodile man. Do you like tortillas? Do you like avocado pears? Do you like chili peppers? Do you like peanuts? Well, think about rice. Do you think rice is nice? Well, they say in Colombia, a grain of rice is like a crocodile tooth. Eat all the food, especially the rice. If you don't, you will not end up nice. For you, for you, for you and you and you. If you don't chomp or chew, who'll come for you? The crocodile man, the crocodile man. Beware the sharp teeth of the crocodile man. The crocodile man, the crocodile man. Beware the sharp teeth of the crocodile man. So, I hope you've enjoyed my stories and songs, and I hope you don't think I've gone on for much too long. I hope you enjoy these sort of shenanigans, because there are a lot more others out there, storytellers and singers and poets, performers, and many of us are to be found on the worldstorytellingcafe.com site. I'll repeat for you, where you should go to hear more stories is the worldstorytellingcafe.com. Go to there and you will find many people like me, storytellers, some of them who are facing fundamental wealth issues at the moment, as many people in the world are. But if you fancy slipping a few pesos, dollars, euros, pounds, won, all the currencies of the world, I'm sure, would be welcome. You can just press on the hat beneath any of the storytellers on that website, on the worldstorytellingcafe.com website, and well, there's nothing more to say. I'm just gonna carry on doing this even when you've switched this off. I'm just here and it's just going on and on and on and on and on and on and on. It's gone on much too long. Uh-oh, it's all gone wrong.
Well, you've listened to the stories. If you're not on the webpage, worldstorytellingcafe.com, go there now, because there you have the opportunity to drop a few coins into the storyteller's hat, or maybe a note or two. If you don't mind, you can write us a check if you want. We accept anything. You just click on the little hat and then you can pay us. Whatever you want. If you don't have to, if you've got no money, and a lot of us haven't, don't worry. But if you've got money, we'd really appreciate it. We love to eat. But what we really appreciate is you listening to the stories. Thank you very much for listening.